So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Jupiter in the 11th house in Aquarius for Aries ascendant people. As it what happens when Jupiter, who rules the 9th and 12th house, is in the 11th house. As in always, if you do not know, if you have this particular placement, what sign it's in, nakshatra it's in, along with all your astrology details, check out the links here, Astrology.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and link to my academy, Kapiel Astrology Academy, where I've just compiled all the 12 blank chart predictions in one course. So you can now find everything in one place. So Jupiter in the 11th house in Aquarius. First thing you will see that 11th house being the house of gains. Most definitely we see that the person is able to attain a comfortable income, comfortable gains. But especially you will also see that this person, either father is extremely eccentric or the relationship with the father will be very eccentric. Okay. Also, due to father's scientific ability to look at things, scientific ability to observe things, those qualities come in you. Because again, what are we? We are the byproducts of our ancestors. They're the ascendant, we're the descendant. We have to capture something from them. Whatever I am, the way I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure maybe one of my great-great-grandfather, who I don't even know what their name is, maybe they were exactly like me, thought like me, behaved like me. And here I am thinking I'm a individual. Oh, I'm so unique. But I am that. I am them. Okay, usually this Jupiter expands a person's knowledge field, always in scientific, including technological fields. Okay, now I can't say if Jupiter is going to take you into a DNA research, AI expert, okay, even a highly qualified accountant, because Jupiter is just like one piece of the puzzle. It's not going to tell you everything. But the other problem that does occur with this particular Jupiter is that a person can create 100 desires for themselves and be disappointed. Like, for example, you had one desire that I just want to get this level in my company and I want to get this home that I see, this average home. This is my goal, and you get it. The person feels like, okay, my life is good. Everybody else, you take a bath. I'm good. I'm clean. But what happens is when this person desires, they will desire about 50 things that must come true. 50 things that must happen. Will they happen? The single Jupiter in this particular position will not give you that answer. Because this could also be a placement of billionaire. This can also be a placement of somebody who's struggling day-to-day life. Also, you will see, especially your father would have had to go to many, many doctors to find solution to his health issue. You will also see this Jupiter, whether male or female, very masculine nature. Their desire is to control. Their desire is to control, but control with protection. That's why that authority is there. They will create a very highly qualified people as part of their social circles, network circle. This Jupiter also naturally always brings in children, especially first one may be a boy. Okay. But again, single planet just gives us a hint, because what if, let's say, Jupiter is in the 11th house in Aquarius and you've got Venus and Mercury in the 5th house in Leo, and in your D7 chart you've got Venus and Moon in the 5th house. Well, that now gives a more probability of having a first child as a girl than a boy. But what it does show is that Jupiter here blesses a person with children, and especially after birth of children, a person's fulfillment of desires happen. You know, those 50 different desires that you thought you wanted to have, well, instead of all 50, at least 30 happen, 25 happen, which is far more than if somebody just having 4 or 5 happen and they're disappointed with life. They're like, life sucks. And I've seen this type of people who literally are in Silicon Valley, Mountain View. They're making around 386, 85,000 a year, but they feel poor. And I can get why, because it's so expensive. They're like literally 1-bedroom apartment in Silicon Valley is like $6,000. So after taxes, after your expenses, you will feel poor. But compare that to someone, 386,000 compared to someone who's making 50, 60,000 and still running a family. You are 5, 6 times better than that. One person will realize it. But certain people are like, life is disappointing. I should have been making $2 million. Why? Because you were expecting too much of yourself. On the other hand, Jupiter in Aquarius always shifts a person's focus in their life from going from a pure dharmic path to now exploring things like occult and mysticism and tantra. It'll always do that. Where at one point in life, early, you can say early, late, whichever, but at one half, they're strictly focused on my religion, my guru, this, God is everything, nothing matters anymore. They may even make fun of this, but something triggers, some shock occurs with this Jupiter that takes a person and dives them into the world of the super science, not just scientific, super scientific knowledge, whether it's astrology, palmistry, numerology, tantra, healing arts. It'll take the person there. And especially this is the person that is here to create new ways of communication. They're going to give birth to new ways of communication, new ways of ideas. Like a very entrepreneurial mind is there with this Jupiter. And marriage is blessed, but the thing is you can't change anything about the marriage with this Jupiter. Although every single marriage is destined, but this person is particularly destined to receive someone through the blessings of ancestors. Oh my God. I said the word ancestors. There is a mouse in my home. Oh my God, it's going in my office. Sorry. Okay. I have my flashlight. I have my phone. Because what happens is, when you've got a cat, you get introduced to the world. You get introduced to lizards, grass snakes, mice, rabbits, and God knows what. Because right when I was shooting, right there, we got our cat up. We're like, go get that mouse. It was right there and just went back. And she's waiting. She knows it's in my office. Of all places, just ran in my office. And I've looked everywhere, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And as soon as I said the word ancestors, came back. Pitris, ancestors, please just go peacefully outside. It's crazy how I said the word ancestors right there. Actually, I'll show you the picture. I don't even know if I want to go in my office after this video, because you will see that's where Penny is laying, and that's where I saw, where you see Penny's laying. That's where I saw the mouse just come outside my office and go down. So I told my daughter, hey, bring the cat up. You brought it in, you're going to get him out. So, oh man. Okay. So where were we? We were talking about how it's destined marriage by the ancestors and it's blessed. Now, how blessed? Of course, we have to see the chart for that. But the thing is, with this particular Jupiter, you and your father will have a duality, dual nature. One nature is going to present itself outside as a very professional person, very logical person, very lovable person, charismatic person, and the other, only a few people, only the people within the home will know who you really are. So there is a split with this Jupiter. Especially like, for example, I don't know if you have heard the term izyakia. In Japan, it's known as the working man who works all day, very diligently, elegantly. But then in the evening, they have to go out with their boss and get drunk and hammered. And I've seen this when I went to Japan this year. I was in Shinjuku. And literally at night, these guys in suits are sleeping in the middle of the streets, drunk in the middle of the streets. I mean, it was innocent and all that, but it was just, okay, I guess this is their life. I mean, people party there all week long. I was there for a week. Monday, people don't leave restaurants till 3, 4. They don't leave bars till 3 or 4. Shinjuku, Shibuya, Tokyo, all 3 places I was there. Oh man. So that happens. I know my attention is right there, but the other thing you will also see with this particular Jupiter is that if you have an older sibling will become the guide in your life. Somehow their wisdom is going to help you at one point in your life. But especially an older sibling, the heaviest thing that they will have to encounter is their marriage. Okay. And especially it'll be due to the fact the spouse will feel less educated than them, whether it's an older sister, older brother. And because of those inferiority complexes, there's going to be major issues within the marriage, within the dwelling of the marriage. But see, Jupiter being in the 11th house, okay, the one thing you will see, one has to encounter many, many obstacles to find their guru. Okay, and if it's heavily influenced by other planet, one may not find even a guru. But one has to deal with a lot of obstruction in order for you to find the guru. You have to deal with obstruction, meaning things stopping. You have to accept them and just keep moving on. And only then you find the guru. Especially if Jupiter is retrograde here, it shows that, I mean, I won't say it here, but there's definitely something that would have occurred with the guru in past life for you to get this particular guru. Where, especially retrograde Jupiter, multiple tries, and each try becomes harder to meet the guru, to go to a pilgrimage, to see this particular god. Like, for example, Jupiter in the 9th or in the 11th house, you may want to go Kamakya. You may want to go Dakshineshwar, and it's going to give you the most trouble and obstacle. Okay. Also, you will meet your guru where sea or ocean can be seen. But one thing that this guru will do, it'll make you a great philanthropist. You will like to give money away to people. But Jupiter in Aquarius, okay, can sometimes overdo things. They will overdo things and then regret it. Like they were supposed to give $100, but they're like, I'll give you 1,000. And after they gave 1,000, they're like, okay, that's a little too much. How do I now deal with this and this that I'm supposed to pay this? So one is going to deal with those things. Okay, because again, 11th house is the house of Badhak. Is the obstacle house because Jupiter is expansion, and Jupiter here is expanding the desires of a person. Now, one thing, like I said, all planets do really well in the 11th house, except Moon. So Jupiter is going to give you the gains. If it's retrograde, we have to see which planet it's going to meet when it's retrograde. And of course, what other planets are around Jupiter and influencing Jupiter will show, will that retrogression be helping or not? Okay, but ultimately you will see with Jupiter in the 11th house, a person will go to foreign lands. Even if it's for a temporary basis, like, many people from India may even go to US, UK for 10 years, 15 years, then they come back. Or they just stay permanently, but there is going to be. And actually this becomes that part of that duality. You were something else when you were in your homeland, and you became something completely different when you went to a foreign place. It's nothing to do with good or bad. Maybe you were very shy, introvert when you were in your homeland. The moment you came to a new country, you became the socialite. You became the social star. So the duality doesn't have to be always bad, good, black, white. Duality can be, this is not going to work here. Here, I'm going to make this work. Okay. So it's and like I said, especially for business, Jupiter becomes excellent in the 11th house. Even when it's retrograde, it becomes really great for a person to control a large group of people through their wisdom, through their knowledge. And especially in Aquarius, like I said, it'll be more of some form of a scientific field or technological field. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my Jupiter in the 11th house for Aries Ascendant. And again, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss this type of videos. If you want to know everything about your chart, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. And hopefully I get to catch this mouse. Thank you.